Hi team, welcome to weekend number 2 at the house. Let's go see what's up. We have 2 new bird feeders to the collection. We have this little one here, which is to battle the squirrel problem that we have. The chickadees really like it a lot. A little chipmunk right down there. Chickadee's back. That's fun. And then we have this silly little thing here. So some other stuff that's happened is we've moved the other bird feeders to the clothesline, and the reason we did that again is because of squirrels. And if we can get up real close here, it's just been mangled. This bird feeder is like a week old, and the squirrels have just devastated it. So we decided to move it over onto the clothesline. So far the squirrels haven't been able to get over here. We'll see if that continues being something. If we're taking a look at the garden right beside the hut, we've got some action going on. So let's get down in there. And so if you remember, we used the square foot gardening method. And so over to the very left of the picture, we should have a row of carrots, but nothing's come up yet. Then we have a whole bunch of thriving turnips. We have some beets, which I'm not sure if it'll show up too well, but we certainly have a couple little clusters of beets coming in. That's fun. And then at the very back here, we've got some chard, and that's coming in really well too. So that's exciting. And we planted some spinach back here. Don't know if it's taken off yet. We're just gonna let it go. Oh, another thing that we discovered is that we thought all these plants were tomatoes, but some of these plants have white flowers instead, and they have these clusters. These little clusters. Not sure how well that'll show up, but we've got these little clusters. And after looking, Tasha thinks that might be nightshade. Gonna come around real quick here. Back by the old herb garden, which we still haven't really done anything with. Got this beautiful pollinator. This is bee balm, or bees balm, not really sure whether it's plural or not. But Tasha says it has medicinal properties. It's also got some, it's really good for hummingbirds as well. And we love our hummingbirds, so we're gonna keep going with those. Something else that's popped up over the last week is this beautiful lily right beside our shed. That's gorgeous, love it. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on back here. No idea what yet, but we'll figure that out. It's been a big weekend for the shed. Maybe not that big. We've got this fork here. A wood chip mulch fork. I wonder what we could need that for. And a massive wheelbarrow that we had to put together this weekend. What could that be for? We're gonna head to the back. Alright, so we started cutting down the grass in this back corner pretty aggressively. And the reason that we did that is because we want to start seeding clover and wildflowers, which is what we've done. So this whole back section here is now seeded with clover. The grass in the middle is probably a little too long, but we decided to experiment and just throw it down and see how it takes. And this whole like really short grass bit here is also clover. This area actually previously had some wooden boards on it, and aside from that was really overgrown. So we've planted in some wildflowers back here, and that should make this corner actually a little bit useful and fill it with all sorts of perfect flowers for pollinators of all varieties. Oh snap, what's happening over here? As he turns around. Alright, two things. First, we have this little tarp out here. This is just to dry out some of our grass clippings because we want to use those for mulch or compost, and we want to kill off some of the seed in there and just have it a bit more dry. So that's happening there, but then it's happening. We've got a good, what is this? Maybe 20 by 10 rectangle of wood chips on some cardboard. So, this week I put out a post on Nextdoor, which is like a local community app where you can discuss with your neighbors all sorts of things. And I asked if anyone happened to know where we could get a large amount of wood chips. And someone said that they'd chopped down a couple trees at their property in the last week or so, and there was a whole pile that we could have for free. So we loaded up the car with about 3 loads of wood chips in the back of our small little hatchback, and now we've got what is the precursor of what our large garden will be. Before we started laying down any of the wood chips, we first laid down a thick layer of cardboard, making sure to have flaps overlay each other and any little holes were covered. We also had to make sure that we took the tape off so that none of that made its way into our garden later. So the idea here is that with a thick layer of cardboard, that can smother out the grass and weeds, which is perfect for us because in the future we want to grow stuff in here and we don't want weeds. The wood chips will break down and add nutrients to the soil as well. And then we spray water all over the wood chips and the cardboard, and this will help the wood chips to keep everything from blowing away, and it will also help with decomposition. That's it for updates from us this week. We'll see you here next week. Thanks for hanging out.